Hey.
Hello. So, I guess you guys can recognize her,
Yeah.
probably, and she was also on one of the.
Hey, hello, already suspicious. They're already suspicious. Hey, hello. Let's see what these two got to talk about. Fresh, be careful next time, man. But we're going to review this wannabe Me Too movement starter in Miami, where the most concentration of whores are. But we're not going to jump to fast conclusions, even though all of us men been to Miami and see the sinning every day. Now all of a sudden they're turning into Christians.
Podcast, like Fresh and Fit. She was actually there on
In December.
December.
On the December episodes.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Noelle. I was on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Woo! She's an ugly white girl. I can't lie. She's an ugly white girl. Look at her face. Yes, I get it. You look at her face, you see the long blonde hair, you see the small European lips. But look how everything's put together. That's what you have to look at. Look how everything's put. It just she looks like Mr. Potato Head, and somebody attached everything on her face. Her nose is attached. Her lips are attached. Her hair is attached. She's not a good-looking white girl at all.
And I'm the girl from some of the messages that you've seen with Daisy. And I'm basically here to just tell my side of the story, what happened with me and Fresh, how I met Daisy, and like what kind of happened with all of that. And I just want to like put the truth out there about the kind of guy that Fresh is, because people need to know, if there's people doing bad things out there, like they shouldn't get away with it.
People are doing bad things. Okay, let's put it into perspective. You got many girls out there using men, tricking men, setting men up, on purposely using men's time. They're purposely using, oh, can you take me here? Can you take, yes, I get it. It's the men's fault. They're grown men. They're over 18. You make your decisions. But this is where it's not equal, because those females are using their leverage to get what they have to play grown ass men. And if they're willing to get played, they just get played. They not going on social media like, yo, I took this girl on a date and she didn't want to do this, she didn't want to do that, she didn't call me. They not doing none of that. You are. Don't be upset at the game. You got played. He's not doing anything wrong. He's playing the game. You want to be in Miami and hang with rich dudes, but you don't want to open your eyes to the world, to the consequences of it?
Right. And can you tell us your side of story and how you met Fresh?
Yeah. So basically, I had gone on a different podcast. My videos were circulating. And then I've always followed the Fresh and Fit podcast. But one day I saw a reel that Fresh was on. I followed him. A couple hours later, he DM'd me and he's like, come to Miami.
Wait, a couple hours later? Whoa. Fresh worked fast. He knows the game. He see a picture, he looking, he observing. She look timid. She look a little reserved, like she not sure of herself. She far away. She's not from Miami. He's like, all right, I'm from Miami. I'm lit. Look at my pictures. Look at all my Instagram pictures, from the Ferraris to the Lamborghini to the condo to the properties to the show. Let me throw bait at her. And all of a sudden, a Christian girl get flown out to Miami.
I was like, I'm actually scheduled to be on the podcast in January. He was like, oh shit, he didn't even realize I was scheduled.
Why would he realize that you're scheduled? What? Who are you? What? She talking like, this is the thing. A lot of females, they think the world is watching them constantly. Like they are they are the sun and everybody else is rotating around them. Who are you that he has to know that you wasn't scheduled? Like you were scheduled. Who are you? He runs he's one of the bosses of the show. You think he's actually sitting there looking at who's coming to the show? This is an example of girls that they just live in their bubble, in their brain, because the world spoils them. And they coming from these royal areas, these suburban areas, and they have no clue of how business, anything operates at all.
So then we were DMing back and forth, and then he planned for me to come out sooner because it was my birthday in December. He was like, I want to take you out, like, I want to get to know you, I want to give you a good time. So he like offered to pay for my flight. I told him, I was like, it's okay, like I was already planning to come out there, but he insisted, so I let him pay for my flight, and
Yeah, he insisted, and you let him pay. Like, oh, okay. Oh, I wanted to pay so bad. Oh my gosh, I just wanted to pay for my flight so bad, but he insisted. You see how they stretch the stories? Look, watch this video. Look, you can learn a lot from a female just watching and looking look at how she talks. Look at the mannerisms. Look at how they stretch. They stretch things to try to cement it in other people's brains that's watching. Listen.
came out to Miami. And at that time, I didn't know that Daisy and Fresh were even talking. I had no clue. If I knew, I wouldn't have even gone out there, because I don't do that type of stuff.
See, look, another stretch. You see, if I knew, I went ahead and did that. I don't do those type of. You see how they stretch it? They'll say a statement, and at the end, they stretch a lie based on their character. Then
Honestly, it
this is
surprises
the
me that
next thing
nobody
they'll
else has
go
even brought that up. The
after
fact that coercion is illegal. You
target
can't force
somebody's
someone to get an abortion.
character.
You can't tell them
Then
you need to get
they'll
it because
go
I don't
on
want to be
and
responsible.
they'll go on
You can't.
Google and all this stuff, and they'll look up ways to get somebody locked up. That's the next thing. That's how that's the flow of the way they mind work. Now, because the man played them, so because they are the sun and everybody rotates around them, right? And they know the world specialized them because they're the weaker race, the weaker sex. So now they know the courts is going to cry for them. Other people on social media are going to cry for them. They're going to be the damsel in distress. They know the world is going to look at them as the damsel in distress against this ugly, black, Caribbean, Barbados man. They know it. They know it. And it's not because he's black and ugly. Even if it was a white, handsome man, the game is still the same.
Go on the internet and post stuff using scare tactics to try to get her to do something she doesn't want to do. So it's like, if she's a criminal, then he's a criminal. He's the one that was, forced her to get an abortion. And it's just crazy. Nobody has even brought that up, and they don't want to take accountability.
Look at the words. Listen to the words that she uses. Forced. He forced her to get an abortion. Forcing somebody is physically. You physically forcing somebody. From what I seen through the videos, I didn't see him forcing her. I seen him saying, I'm not ready to do this. and I want to do this, so you decide on what to do. Or I don't want to do this. You can go to the doctor and get that done if you want to, but I'm telling you, I don't want it, but I'm giving you advice on what to do. You can accept it or not accept it. It's up to you as the father of the child. But force is a strong word, and these are words that affect men and destroy men's lives while they sit back and they don't even understand how that man got to that point in his life. But they're willing to take it away so easily. And that's why I tell men, when females, whether you got anything, a yacht, Lamborghini, mansion, you make sure she work hard to sit in that seat. And if it's a chick you just met and she just happened to, she's sitting in the seat and she's a good vibe, you make sure she don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead, call the police. Go ahead, arrest me. So we can finally go to the court. Because I've been having a lot of anxieties thinking about how I get you guys.
Here we go right there. Now the true colors come out. This is all about Daisy. This is all about Daisy recruiting somebody to be on her team because she sees that the rest of the world see all the holes in her story. You can see all the holes in her story is a Swiss cheese on a plate. A Swiss cheese on a plate. That's her story. So now she's going to recruit somebody to try to help her out of this situation. Now she's going to start up a Me Too movement. Now she's going to try to come up with criminal charges because she's all by herself. And another thing, there's no such thing as anxieties. Anxieties is anxiety, not anxieties. Make sure you know your singulars and your plurals before you start accusing men in a country you're not even from. I do think that she's a Chinese national for sure.
Because I'm all alone here. I mean, then you guys are helping me. Arrest me. Let's see what happened. Let's see how judge will take you.
You see this right here? This is somebody who came to the country and learned that America is a foolish country. She understands that it's better to be here in America doing what she does, because in China, a lot of these girls get locked up the way they maneuver, playing men and scamming men. They get locked up and they end up doing decades in jail in China. They end up doing prison time in China for doing this to Chinese businessmen and destroying their careers and destroying that's what happens over there in China. So she figures, this one figures out that America's a better place for her operation. America's a better place for her operation because it's a foolish country. A country that allows females to run the narrative. A country that allows females to run the narrative and to believe all females is a foolish country. And a country that is going to be down in the history books as a country that was the most powerful country. But then one day, America, which it is already, is not number one. It's going to be number 5, number 7, number 6. It's a foolish country.
And baby, go ahead, tell them the story and what happened between you and Fresh.
Okay, so yeah, he basically flew me out. As soon as I got there, like before he even came out, I told him I'm not on birth control. I don't want to have kids outside of marriage. I was like, I just don't want to do that. So I thought we were on the same page with the whole protection thing. But as soon as I get there, he just kind of went at it, and he did not even ask me. He didn't talk to me about it first, but finished in me.
So before coming there, you already spoke about having raw sex. You already spoke about having raw sex because no girl that's not even in the vicinity of the man is gonna say, "Oh, um, I don't believe in having children. I don't believe in having children." So you know you're getting flown out to go out there to have sex. Then when she gets there, they open the door, they go right at it. According to her words, they go right at it. You know why they go right at it? Because she is a so-called paid whore. She's a paid whore without even saying she's a paid whore. It's already explained. If you hit somebody online and you set things up for them to come out and you're talking about sex before you even get there, it's not a situation where, okay, yo, I'm gonna give you this much, we're gonna have sex and that's it. It's you're like a sex worker without saying that you're a sex worker. You're admitting right here that you are operating as a sex worker. What she did just now, what she just explained, this is how sex workers operate. So how can you say that you're a Christian girl and you're not a sex worker and this guy took advantage of you? How can you even say that? Of course he went at it. You're a whore. Of course he shouldn't have busted you. I get that, you know what I mean? But he busting you because he knows that you kind of slow. He knows he already felt you out. He already learned you. He studied you. He know that you're kind of slow. You're slow.
And it's like, I didn't tell him he could. And it was kind of a surprise to me. And as a woman, you can't control if a guy is going to finish in you or not. Like, that's not up to us.
As a woman, you tell them to wear a condom. You're not gonna come on. We're all grown adults watching this, right? There's no little kids watching us that go, oh yeah. He should have did it. He should have told her he was gonna bust during the intimate moment of ecstasy. Like, 1 minute, I'm about to bust right now. What do you want to do? It's intimate moment of ecstasy. He can't control. Effort for men is a sport. He is in sport mode right now. You know when you get a car, you put it in sport mode. He's in sport mode. You know when you driving a car into sport mode is harder to control versus a regular mode, right? The car is harder to control because now the engine is more accelerated. You're in sport mode. He bang 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 bang. He tearing that white bunny up. He tearing that white bunny up. That look like a man if you ask me. But he tearing that white bunny up. Ugly if you ask me. But he tearing it up. Your job is to ask, where's the condom? Because you let us in. You don't let ourselves in. You let us in. You tell us what to do. If I go in your house, you're just going to let me do whatever I want? You're going to let me go in your fridge? You're going to let me go in your room, go through your drawers? No, because it's your house. If I come in your house and you tell me to sit on the couch and don't move, guess what? I sit on the couch and don't move. And if I don't listen to you, I get kicked out of your house. The same thing with Puyani. If you let me in the Puyani, you have to give me the rules before you let me in. You got to tell me to wear a condom, idiot.
Okay, I'm not going to try and fight him off of me. Like, yes, I consented to having sex with him, but I was not prepared for him to finish in me. And no, I did not get pregnant, okay? I took a plan B.
Did you see the look that Daisy just gave her? Did you see the look that Daisy just gave her? She gave her the look like if, you just messed up the story. You're supposed to keep going with, I couldn't force him on top, off of me. I couldn't force him off of me. That's what Daisy wanted. Look how she looked at her when she said, oh yeah, I did get consent. And yes, I did yet, but I didn't have no control of him busting all in me. Look how Daisy looked at her. Very suspicious.
had me get a plan B. But like, it's like, why are you going out and doing that? You're preaching that men need to step up, you know, when situations like this happen, and then this happens to Fresh and he doesn't want to step up. And I really
Man, shut up. Anyway, this is the end of the show. We just broke down these 304s and their lies. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if you think they telling the truth. Tell me if they lying. Tell me if you think I'm an idiot. Tell me if you think that I'm just too hard or I'm not thinking logical in the situation, because I really think I am thinking logical. And I don't believe in no Me Too movement in Miami at that. Me Too movement in Miami, that shouldn't even be in the same sentence. It's Miami.